David, I thought you should know it was impossible to fulfill that picnic order exactly as specified in the time available. We've done our best, but if the customer complains...
Any complaints you can't deal with yourself should go straight to Adam Chance. Good heavens, why bother me with this trivia? Would you answer that, please, sir? I'm busy.
Crossroads Management. He is very busy at the moment, madam, but I'll see. What did you have in mind?
Paul, it's Diane.
This is the restaurant manager, madam, but I'm speaking from Mr. Hunter's office. And if you would like to indicate the time you'd like to see him, I'll find out if it's convenient to him.
Well, whatever time suits him. But, Paul, did you hear me? It's Diane.
11:30, did you say?
Well, no, I didn't, but that's fine.
One moment, madam. David, could you see a lady at 11:30 this morning?
You check in the desk, sir.
Mr. Hunter would be very happy to see you at 11:30 for a quarter of an hour. Thank you.
Whom am I receiving at 11:30?
Oh, I forgot to ask.
Last night. Managed to get to bed early?
Early-ish. And all of my Todd.
Ah.
Yes.
Morning.
And
No, that is fortunate.
What?
Catching the two of you together.
Catch is not the word, Eddie.
I know, you call it what you like, sweetheart. What I mean is, I can ask you both together.
Ask us what?
Have a meal tonight, three of us.
Meal?
Yeah, well, I didn't have time to send out your invitations, you know, your RSVPs and that, but I got this mate of mine, Stavros, who he does a fair old kebab, washed down with a couple of bottles of Retsina. He'll have you smashing plates and doing a Zorba dance in no time. What about it, eh? Should be a bit of a giggle.
I've got an engagement tonight.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a disappointment, too. I'll tell you what, if Sharon's at a loose end, I wouldn't mind taking her along, with your permission, of course, Squire.
Well, yes, of course.
No, she loves it. She's been there before. Steph, I was asking about you, actually. It's what gave me the idea. So, that's all fixed up then, is it? What time shall I pick you up?
I don't find the handlebars of a bicycle all that comfortable anymore.
No, I got my own wheels now, darling. Don't pretend you didn't know.
Why should I know?
Well, your fellas helped me out.
Mac?
No, Sid. Oh, very obliging. Went out of his way, you might say. Right, 7:30 then. Oh, Oliver, thanks a lot. Pity you can't join us, but you could be saving yourself a bit of a hangover. I tell you that. All right, there, get some work done, eh?
Hey, I could have done without that.
Look, I'm sorry. I should have thought a bit quicker.
No, I'm not blaming you. It's my fault. Still, I haven't got to go, have I?
We've just agreed.
No, I did not. He's just done his old trick of taking everything for granted, then running off before you can say no.
Well, it won't do any harm, surely.
No harm, no.
Well, why not, then?
What?
Look, I can't say I fancy the idea of you going out with him for the evening, but it doesn't worry me. I mean, I do trust you.
Unlike a certain person we both know. Sydney,
Oh, yeah, look, can I have a word in your shell, like?
can I have a word in your shell, like, first?
Yeah, fire away.
Fire could be the operative word. Sydney, Eddie Lee has just been telling me about a very charitable so-and-so who's fixed him up with transport.
Yeah, well,
And I remember standing here in this very office...
Now, listen to me.
...strictly forbidding it.
Yeah, but it was too late, you know.
What was too late?
The warning came too late.
Huh?
Well, it was all over and done with by then, and I sort of loaned him my car.
Yours?
Yeah, well, he wanted to borrow one of the firm's cars, you see. Mr. Banks and I wouldn't have that. No way would I have that. And, you know, he was in a bit of a mess, so I thought, well, being a friend of yours, I'd help him out, you know what I mean? And, of course, I didn't know till I got back here that you didn't approve of that, and I felt pretty bad about that, I tell you.
My heart bleeds.
Yeah.
Tell me, Sydney, was it for free?
What?
Your little gesture.
Well,
I am dining with our friend tonight, so I'll find out.
Yeah, well, you dropped me, you know.
Oh, how much?
25 quid.
You were robbed.
Well, on account, you know, he's going to give me another 25 quid later on.
Then I doubt if you felt awful for all that long, yes?
Yeah, but I mean, money didn't enter into it, you know what I mean? I mean, if I'd have thought for one moment you objected to that, well, I'd have told him to go and take a running jump.
Well, at least I saved you that.
What?
Well, you tell Eddie to jump, you're likely to get trampled to death on the run-up.
Well, all I ask is that you think it over. Mr. Hunter has an appointment, Diane.
Yes, I know. With me.
Sit down, Diane. I must tell you I have very little time to spare this evening.
Yes, Mr. Paul told me on the phone.
He knew it was you.
What?
Never mind. You don't know where to begin.
No.
Your contract with Mr. Pollard has lapsed, and he has nothing to offer you.
No, nothing.
So you want to come back to Crossroads?
If it's possible.
Well, that would depend on you. It couldn't beat your old job.
No, I believe you've replaced me.
Mean going back to square one? Are you sure you wouldn't be better off somewhere else? I mean, you do have 6 months training in restaurant management.
Yes, I know, but I failed, didn't I?
Well, perhaps Mr. Pollard could give you a reference obscuring that fact.
I don't want to ask Mr. Pollard for anything. It was hard enough coming to you.
It's any consolation. It's hard enough for me to realize I've so little to offer you. Do sit down. I've been through the staff lists, and there is a vacancy for a waitress, but it is only a waitress. It would mean a drop in salary of something like £13 a week. Why don't you go home, think it over, and telephone me?
Glenda Banks will be on duty soon. Ask her to put this paper up in the side and check it here so you can make a voice. Right. So residents come. How
Ready?
over all of that.
The business luncheon you're dragging me into town for.
Oh, it's early yet.
Well, not if we're to receive our guests. Or is it your new attitude to make them receive us?
You go on in, sit them down, buy them a drink, I'll be along.
Darling, it quite amuses me to make up excuses for myself, but it bores me stiff to do it for other people. What are you waiting for?
Something on my mind that could interfere with my digestion. Just leave it at that.
Do you know, Mr. Pollard, if Diane arrived for her appointment with David Hunter? And if so, is she still with him? It so happens she's an expert on hampers, and we could well do with her expertise right now over one that's causing us a great deal of headaches.
The receptionist will know if she's still with him.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Funny fella. So that's why you're loitering here, crippled by conscience.
I understand you came to ask David Hunter to re-employ you,
Would it bother you if he did?
provided the position was one that you could fill adequately. No.
Oh, good. Well, there's something I've got to think over, okay? Well, you're a very expensive man, Mr. Pollard. I believed your promises. For 6 months, I really thought that I'd be picking up a managerial salary at the end of my course. And now I've been told I'm getting 13 quid less than I was before you started ruining my life.
My dear, I have a magic wand, otherwise known as a checkbook.
You can stick your checkbook.
Well done. I'd never have done that. I wonder if it takes much practice.
None at all, only guts.
Oh, cheer up. Come on.
Well, you gonna take it?
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, letter for you. By the phone books.
Right then. My great-uncle Eddie's left me his estate.
Unlikely.
Yeah, particularly as I don't have an Uncle Eddie. The rat!
Who are you talking about now?
Who else? Dolly flipping Dolman.
Oh, it's amazing he can actually write, isn't it?
No, this is from his solicitors. Would I kindly make an appointment at my earliest convenience to discuss the winding up of my tenancy? Mr. Dolman is prepared to make certain compensation. Right. Let's see. What are you getting yourself all tarted up for anyway?
Tart is not a word we use in this establishment anymore. I'm going out to dinner.
Hello, Mr. Dolman. Ah, this is Mrs. Diane Hunter here. Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to be around later. Oh, that's smashing, because you can expect a visitor. Oh, round about 8:30? Good. I look forward to it. Good night. Why does that man always make you want to rush into the bathroom and clean your flipping teeth?
We're not going all the way around there tonight, are we?
Oh, you just watch me.
What for?
I'm just going to tell him to lay off. In fact, I've a good mind to take Eddie with me.
Yes, well, he'll be around within the hour.
What?
Mm-hmm. He's after the plate-breaking record round at the Acropolis.
You're not going out with him.
It has been known, yeah.
You wouldn't have to be there, Benny. There probably wouldn't even be an inquest. It depends on the doctor.
Yeah, but all the other lodgers reckon they're going to be one. And I mean, I did hear her in the night, didn't I?
You thought you heard her, son. You could have been dreaming.
No, I weren't dreaming. And anyway, I mean, I've known something was going to happen for weeks, ain't I?
Yeah, well, I'd keep quiet about that if I were you, Benny, right?
Why?
Sid's right, you know. Leave well alone. Look, Mrs. Price, she died of natural causes. She didn't suffer. There's nothing you could have done to help her. Look, just leave it alone. If anybody asks, tell me you're sorry she died.
Anyway, look, what are you doing tonight?
Dunno. Suppose I'll hang about, have something to eat in the cafeteria like I usually do.
How about meet me in the village about 7 o'clock? You know that field behind the church? With a door like the gate on the main road?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Well, we'll go with this detector and I'll let you use it. How about that?
Oh, yeah, great.
Oh, you do know your local history. Isn't that where that old Saxon burial ground used to be? What are you looking for? Iron Age relics?
Very daft. Remember last year, bank holiday? They held the fete there, remember? All the swings, roundabouts, and the stalls. Must be some loose change lying about there somewhere.
Yeah, you better not let the vicar catch you.
You know, I didn't know they made things like this. Mind you, when I lived over Peachy when I was a kid, there were one of the farmers that used to find all sorts of things. All he used, though, was an hazel twig.
Oh, well, no, that's called a dowser, Benny. I mean, this picks up metal things.
Oh, yes, so did he. He pick up everything. I mean, horseshoes, farm tools, and the one time he picked up a watch that somebody had lost up on the tops.
But an hazel twig?
Yeah, it was ever so clever. Mind you, every time I tried it, all I got was water.
Do you mean to tell us that you're a water diviner?
Well, I don't know about that, but I could find it. And my gran could. Well, there ain't nothing special about that. I mean, anybody can find water if they wants.
Monday, and if you would,
Shut the door.
Hey, who's Davros, eh? He was legless, wasn't he? He did us proud, though, eh?
Yes, he did.
Oh, here, what's that fishy stuff called?
It's called tiramisu moo salata.
That's it. Fish eggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Supposed to make you fertile, I believe. Gonna have to watch it, aren't we? It's only a joke, darling.
Yes, it better be a joke. It better be a joke.
Yeah, listen, what about some brandy, then, eh?
There isn't any.
Well, no brandy? Oh, what's up with Ollie, eh? A bit tight in the old housekeeping, is he?
You've had enough.
Rubbish.
Eddie, you have had enough.
Rubbish. Listen, that Metcalfe, eh? Oh, it's the spot, doesn't it? Huh? Does that make you all warm inside? Huh?
Yeah, well, it was okay, yes.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, if it was just okay, I mean, you're used to the special reserves, aren't you? Me? Simple fella, simple taste, simple pleasure.
Then you won't be disappointed with a cup of coffee, will you?
You could never disappoint me, darling. Oh, I tell you, that's good. Here, Sharon. Any chance of you weakening?
No.
About a drink? That's what I'm on about. Hey, what did you think?
Oh, was that the plan? Half a bottle of Greek brandy and too drunk to say no. Eddie Lee, you're slipping.
Ah, yeah, but you're used to the kid glove treatment now, aren't you, eh? Old champers and cooing. Well, that's all right, and that's for the old pretenders, the old giggle brigade. Me? I don't need that kind of rubbish.
Oh, I know. Eddie Lee, king of the Yorkies, last of the all-night ravers.
And I thought you'd forgotten. And how does old Ollie compare, eh? Don't see him as action man somehow.
Hi there. Oh, well, what'll it be? Lager, please. You sure? Yeah, cut him down. What did you say? Half a lager, please, man. I was at a bit of loose end, so I thought I'd give you a ring.
Yeah, fine. Where's Sharon, then?
Oh, some long-standing engagement, rather.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I didn't fancy going back to the house on my own. Had enough of that lady.
Yeah, it must seem strange with us all gone.
Yes.
Cheers.
You too. Had Kitty Westbrook and Bunty round the other evening.
Rather you than me.
Bit of an ordeal.
All probing questions, was it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Still, bet there are a few tongues wagging when the for sale signs went up.
They haven't, as a matter of fact.
Oh?
No, the insurance company, they advised against it. I mean, after the break-in, you know, a for sale sign could be an open invitation.
But it's all still going through.
Yes.
Had Penny on the phone the other night. She's had a letter from Mum, stirring things up a bit, I think.
I have to respect that, I suppose.
Dad, isn't there anything you could do to give everybody a bit more breathing space?
Don't see what.
Delay the sale. You might regret rushing into it for all sorts of reasons.
Kevin, there'll be no regrets. The main surgery is over and done with. All that remains now is for me to tie up the ends and think of making Sharon happy.
Who's she with? Sharon, tonight.
Oh, some old crony. Said it was going to be all very boring. Poor old lover, he should have helped her out.
Do you remember that pad I used to have down below? Doesn't matter what time I get back, you be there waiting. Great that was. I had to look at you when I was away. Best time of my life, I tell you. I'd never believed it. That a bird could have a hold of me like that. It's never happened before. Must have been a muggins, eh? Messed you about?
Well, if you don't know the value...
Value? Don't talk to me about value, darling. If you want to talk to me, talk about regret. Well, I'm expert on that. I suppose that's to have been in the nick, eh?
Eddie, don't come the sob story with me.
You have picked the wrong fella. I know. I know deep down inside that I'm the bloke for you. And now, Sharon, listen. Listen, girl, look. I know how it is. You get sidetracked. Blokes like Oliver, Victor. Yeah, look, they're much of a muchness, you know. I mean, they're nice enough blokes, there's no doubt about that. Just that they're predictable. Life is supposed to be exciting, isn't it? You know what you'd have? That Ollie. Give him a couple of months. He'd have you buying knitting patterns. He would. Drive you round a twist. You've known better than that, darling. Had you going a bit then, didn't I?
I'd say you were a bit out of practice.
To see what we can do about that then, won't we?